It is 1st and 10 at the 13. Jacksonville trails by 5.
We might get that red zone. Running back, stutter go.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for it all week.
Keep your eyes on his hips.
Yeah.
Keep your feet active. Don't let your feet die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
2 on the clock. There's plenty of time for the Jags to do whatever they want.
Lawrence has time, looking for Johnson, and it's picked off! Nakobe Dean!
Let me talk my shit again.
What it do? This is the Talk My Shit Again podcast. I'm your humbly hostile host, Cassius Cliff. Before we even get into the content and really diving into what's going to be a body bag, an absolute body bag tomorrow in Jerry World, please like, share, subscribe, as well as comment. It goes a long way. Thank you in advance. But as we look into it every week, the injury report list it does look lengthy. It looks a little crazy, but do not fret. Don't even worry. If you look closely, everybody's ready to go. Everybody's clear and ready to go. Even our linebacker turned fullback, Ben, I cannot pronounce this dude's last name, is going to be ready to go as well. So we have no excuses, and really, aside from Jordan Mailata, we're fully tooled up and ready to go. And it's unfortunate, man, because if you know anything about Dallas Cowboys fans, you're probably related to one, probably dating one, probably married to one. Unfortunately, these people, these guys, these fans, they have been talking all off season, even after week 1, going against the lowly, trash-ass Cleveland Browns. These guys' chest was puffed out like Superman, and they had a lot to say, not only about their team, but about the Eagles. Typically, I mean, we're divisional, opponents. These things happen. But now that it's week 10, they're 3-5. Unfortunately, it does take a lot of wind out of their sails. Dak Prescott is injured and hurt. But as you see in this clip right here, this video, they're just not fighting back. And really and truly, not only is it disappointing, it's disgusting, man. Because how dare you get people like myself who are not only Eagles fans, but really Cowboys haters and Cowboy truth teller, to be real. How dare you get me so excited just to leave me hanging like that? I mean, where's the trash talk? Yes, you got Cooper Rush. Yes, he's a backup. Yes, he's mid. Yes, you have injuries. But this is Dallas and Jerry World. But to be real, watching the Dallas Cowboys up until this point this season and seeing them get absolutely their backs blown out in their own house against the Saints. Now, to be fair and to be real, the Saints were looking like world beaters early on in the season. Obviously, I was not afraid of that, given I'm an Eagles fan, a real fan. But the Saints were looking like world beaters. They were looking like, playoff Super Bowl contenders by a lot of people. Not to me anyway, but with 90-plus points in 2 games, you can't really shit on that. You got to respect it. But as I was watching the other team, the other side, the Dallas Cowboys, watching that game, I learned all I needed to know. Going into our matchup and really for the rest of the season, these guys, they're just not good. They're not good against stopping the run. They're not good running the ball. When it comes to big plays, they're not covering that either. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys, do not let a Dallas Cowboy fan or even apologist lie to you. They were bad before Dak went down. They were bad before Micah went down. Terrence Lawrence went down. DeMarcus Lawrence went down. A lot of those guys are in this game getting belt put to ass just like the rest of them that are showing up tomorrow. So do not let these guys lie to you. Because when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, it's been bad from the beginning, and it's only started to rear its head now. And I'm not about to let up on them. I'm sorry. Yes, I feel sorry for Dak. Wish him a speedy recovery. But I have no compassion for y'all. The amount of, y'all talk like septic tanks. The amount of shit that comes out of your mouths regarding your team and how good they are, how good you think they are. So I have zero compassion, and really, I'm not going to let y'all live. Obviously, I'm keeping it fairly tamed in this video. But as the game is going on, as we're putting a toe tag on y'all tomorrow, y'all gonna hear about it. Y'all gonna hear about it early and often. Promise you that. And just to cap it all off, you gotta play with Cooper Rush. Some people thought Cooper Rush was good when he had that, 4-game win streak 2 years ago when Dak went down. Oddly enough, he has to do it again. And for his first game, I mean, he didn't go against the Eagles, but when that one loss that he had in that run was against our Philadelphia Eagles, and it was no surprise to me going into that game. I know, again, at that point in time, a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans thought, oh, he's 4-0 as a backup starter. Why can't he go in Philly and win? Well, I'll tell you why. Because we're just a better team. We're a better team then. We're a better team now. And really, there's a huge disparity between us because Cooper Rush, I don't think he's gotten any better since those 2 years. He hasn't played in those 2 years. And oddly enough, who do you see number 23 now? Number 28, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I mean, the guy had 2 interceptions in that game. He actually left the game with an injury, came back, and picked it off and sealed the dub. And I do not think this game is going to be remotely competitive because not only is Cooper Rush the same guy we saw 2 years ago, this overall defense and offense is just, it is several steps back from what it was 2 years ago. And they have no chance. I mean, we have 2 young studs at corner. One playing the slot really all over the place. The other one playing on the outside. Cooper DeJean has been a revelation, not only for the quarterback, but cornerback DB position as a white kid playing for Iowa in college. But really and truly, back-to-back 4th down stops, 4th and 1 as a rookie is very impressive. I mean, the guy has shown up on several plays, and this is just another one of those. I mean, I really feel like if he had started off this season, you're talking about another player on our defense as a rookie. That would have been a candidate for Defensive Rookie of the Year. But the main guy, who's a Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate, number 27, Quinyon Mitchell, has been showing out all season. I mean, this is a guy that went up against Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors, even Brian Thompson, another rookie. The guy has been strapping up guys and putting them in absolute straitjackets. I mean, zero chance of having an effect and impact on the game. This is a rookie we're talking about, playing like a seasoned vet. Obviously has a lot to do with our scheme and our defensive coordinator, but our DB coach has been a stellar revelation for us as well. But I really think when it comes to the heart and soul of the defense, the D-line is, I have a lot of respect and love for the D-line. Obviously, BGs are great. Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis are dope. They're really good. But when it comes to the heart and soul of this defense at this point in this year, I think it solely lies in the linebacker room. Not only with Nakobe Dean being a very bright, high IQ player. You heard him breaking down. This is a guy that was getting beat on that play throughout all training camp and preseason and shows up and makes that play at the end of the game, knowing exactly what's going to happen. I mean, IQ's off the charts. But Nakobe Dean as well as Zach Bond have been stellar, not only since the bye, but really most of the season. You're talking about guys that are vying for Pro Bowl, if not all pro positions right now. And who would have thought? 2024, going into the season especially, you got a guy in Nakobe Dean, not drafted high, 3rd round. Some people even thought he was too high in the 3rd round. Zach Bond being a special teams ace, being some of the best linebackers in the entire football league. And that's what this team has been resorted to. This team has been resorted to being led by talent. And yes, that gets you a lot of victories. It even makes it fun to watch because in the end, you know what you don't have in the coaching room, really the head coach room. But this is a talent-based league. And right now we have an Offensive Player of the Year, MVP, and Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I did not expect that. Obviously, I did expect Offensive Player of the Year with Saquon, if not AJ, and MVP with Jalen. But the Defensive Rookie of the Year, I did expect, or really I was hoping that Quinyon would be that good. But he's actually better than advertised, better than expected. And why do I say that? Why do I even harp on that? Just take a listen to our head coach and why he even shouldn't be a head coach because he just
We haven't really seen Jalen be held back for load management before. What was behind that on Wednesday?
Yeah, he's dealing with it was on the injury report, dealing with the ankle and, just making sure we're precautious with everything.
What's wrong with the ankle? He wasn't on the ankle.
I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts. It was an ankle?
What's that?
It was the rest.
That was the rest, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem.
I thought you were talking about something else.
Oh, my God. That is Nick Sirianni in a nutshell. Answering questions that have not been asked. What are you doing, bro? Everybody saw that Jalen had a rest day. To me, since Jalen's been playing, and really since the bye, he's looked healthy. He's looked pretty quick, if not fast. But what does he do? He answers a question that has not been he gives an answer for a question that wasn't asked and says, "Oh, Jalen, oh yeah, he's dealing with an ankle injury." Not only was it not on an injury report, people didn't need to know that. That is, again, Nick Sirianni in a nutshell. And this is why this is not only a talent-based league, this is a talent-based team. Howie Roseman, including everybody else in the front office, did what they needed to do to get this team together, hoping that Nick Sirianni could, stay out of the way as much as possible and let the talent show on the field. And that has been the case for the most part. Even though he tried his hardest and his damnedest to give this game away in Jacksonville in Philly, going against Jacksonville last week, the talent just wouldn't allow that to happen. Thank God for that. But we do have to suffer through this guy, and I do expect a full body. I expect a blowout of epic proportions tomorrow in Jerry World, despite the fact that we have not won in Jerry World for a long time. That team isn't ready to see the team that we have going to Philly, and the fact that we're fully tooled up without Jordan Mailata, it's going to be a bloodbath. But with a guy like Nick Sirianni, at some point, it's going to get a little more interesting than it needs to be. And that shit is mad frustrating. But regardless, we move, and we're going to definitely take the W as it comes. I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to say 35-13 Philly in Jerry World. Feet kicked up by halftime. And we're going to just be, looking forward towards Washington, which you actually play on Thursday night, which is going to be a banger. Cannot wait for that game. But with that being said, this is a Talk My Shit Again podcast. I'm your humbly hostile host, Cassius Cliff. We out to the next one. Peace.